I'm Keep Jewel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all-the-time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Detective Comics number 953. With the League of Shadows assailing Gotham, the Bat family will need to pull together to defeat them. But is everyone giving it their all? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alright, so as the comic opens up, we check on in with Jim Gordon and Renee Montoya, where they have sequestered him away in Bloodhaven for his safekeeping. Yeah, Bloodhaven for his safekeeping. Is that as funny to anyone else as it is to me? Jimbo still thinks this is another Joker gas attack, so when Batman comes to him and says it's actually something far worse than the Joker, you can imagine the commish is a little shocked by that. Batman and Batwoman want Jim to give the order to the new deputy mayor to completely evacuate the city. For what? Well, we're not sure yet. Now, back at the Belfry, Cassandra Cain is still reeling from the information she learned last issue, that the evil Lady Shiva, the one in charge of the League of Shadows, just so happens to be her long-lost mother. It would seem Cassandra often asked her super abusive and super dead father, David Cain, about her mother, only to never hear anything about it. And considering that Cain was such a gold medal D-bag, as you might have guessed, she was probably hoping that there was someone out there who loved her and who was, you know, not insane. In a very nice, very unexpected bit of writing this issue, Cassandra actually finds solace and compassion in Clayface, of all people. You see, Clayface can relate to her being mute. As he puts it, as a kid, he was always getting tongue-tied. He could never find his words. It's because of that he became an actor, using other people's words that have been written to, you know, kind of say how he was feeling. Because of that, he actually gives Cassandra a copy of Shakespeare that he owned when he was a kid. In fact, as we find out, Cassandra and Basil actually have even more in common, what with everyone treating him like a monster too. Basil knows he very well can't keep Cain at the Belfry as Batman wanted him to do, considering that she's going to leave and challenge her mother regardless, but he hopes that she comes back alive, saying that if she were to die, then it's true, everyone in Gotham really would hate him. Aww. Batman attempts to meet his young protege Orphan off at the pass and stop her from making a terrible life decision right here. What's interesting though is that when he eggs on a fight, he chooses not to actually hit her, instead absorb all of the punishment he can take, which, considering he's Batman, is a fair amount. Now, while all this is going on, the League of Shadows end up raiding the Belfry. They deal with Clayface before eventually grabbing Batwoman and bringing her down below to the prison level to see her father. It would seem that even after all these years, Lady Shiva still has a very sick and demented bone to pick with Jacob Cain, so much to the point she's willing to have his daughter executed in front of him. This also pretty much means Batman is working entirely alone, as his team has been taken out one by one. Orphan does find her mother and demand answers, why she abandoned her, why her life ended up the way it was, but Shiva is in no mood to give answers. Shiva does, however, say that if Orphan truly is her daughter, then she won't be afraid to fight her with intent to kill. This battle is short and fierce, and needless to say, it does not go our hero's way. In fact, Shiva is so sickened by how pathetic her daughter is, she doesn't even order her executed, she orders her to be left with her shame. With that, the Bat family is now completely and utterly on the ropes. Batman is told by Alfred that he has a message waiting for him in the Batcave. When he gets there, it's video footage to where all of his sidekicks and associates have ended up. Who was nice enough to set this up? Well, none other than Ra's al Ghul and his footman Ubu, of course, who are no fans of Shiva or the League of Shadows right now. Detective Comics number 953 continues to be a really strong and really compelling little character piece for Cassandra Cain. There's also a pretty cool theme starting to form in this comic. Maybe you've noticed it. It's this idea of family not being who you're born with, but who you choose to be with. In fact, now that I stop and think about it, Tynion has actually weaved that into all the other stories. Batwoman had to choose the Bat family over her own father. Spoiler, rejected the family to go out on her own, and now we have Cassandra Cain really starting to see herself reflected in the other members of the team. Also, if you couldn't tell, I'm really enjoying seeing Lady Shiva be rehabbed as a villain. She's a threat now, something she hadn't been in a very long time. Overall, I'd give this one another 8 out of 10. This just continues to be a really consistently enjoyable Batman book. And hey, for more Batman books and other comic videos, be sure to check out some of these other I have on display here on the channel. Furthermore, if you're following the story and want to know when the next issue comes out, well, there's no better way to do that than to jump down in the description of this very video and follow me on social media. While in the description description too, you'll also find links to my Patreon page as well as my cyber tip jar. I know these are trying economical times, and any donation would be much appreciated. In fact, if you become a monthly patron, well, you'll get access to a bunch of exclusive videos and podcasts before anybody else. So, until next time everyone, I've been Cave Joel, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.